or so you think. Let's start off with a story affecting the entire viewing region, as the D.C. area is currently in the midst of a heat wave with temperatures reaching the 90s this weekend.
Now, this is your Saturday. I want to harp on Saturday for a moment because it's going to be hot. And we haven't had that kind of heat in quite some time, and I don't want you to be caught off guard. Saturday, right? It draws a lot of people outdoors. You're going to want to take precaution if you're going to be out, especially if you intend on being out during the hottest part of the day.
Oh, Mary Marshall takes me back to the old days of Get Up DC. Y'all remember when I had no hair and used to roll around in sweater vests? We were in a whole nother set. Man, that was crazy. Shout out to Mary. She went straight to mom mode with that forecast. Hey, don't you leave that door open. I'm not air conditioning the whole neighborhood, and you better be home before the streetlights come on. I ain't one of your little friends. What, I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Don't you talk back to me. But she is right, though. It's about to be hot. Matter of fact, it's already hot. Who we kidding? Prepare yourselves. I don't want to hear about anybody passing out at day parties, although some of y'all were going to do that anyway. And if you're like me and you haven't cleaned out those ducts since last summer and spring, you might be a little funky smell that's going to float through the house. We got rid of that, unfortunately, while we were asleep last night. But we are getting a sneak preview of summertime thanks to climate change. The worst part, most pools in the area aren't opening for another couple of weeks. We got a slow roast on dry land. I chose this next story out of Florida because it's great and it has local ties. 94-year-old Bob Blum became the oldest graduate in Keiser University's history after returning to school after more than 70 years to get his bachelor's.
Whenever I had to fill out an application, under the word education, I had to put high school. And that went on for years, and it grated me.
So he went back to school to earn a degree from Keiser University.
You and me both, Bob. I'm scared to put Columbia because I don't know that they would vouch for me. But congratulations to you. Bob is better than me because after 70 plus years, I'd have given up. I'd just be happy to be 94. That is an accomplishment. Bob actually grew up in Washington, D.C. during the Great Depression. Yes, right, he was in D.C. before Go-Go or Ben's Chili Bowl. That is another reason to root for that man. He is a D.C. OG. He left the University of Maryland to join the Air Force and fight in World War II. That's right, he made dropping out heroic. Bob Blum left to defend his country from Nazis. He didn't leave school to see how much traction he could get with his mixtape. And Bob is actually quoted as saying, "I went back to school and I had one big, huge problem, monstrous problem. Computers and 94-year-olds, we just don't see eye to eye." Well, you know what, Bob? I think the 84-year-olds, the 74-year-olds, the 64-year-olds, and a gang of 54-year-olds just entered the chat and nodded. It's okay. Judging by every relative of mine past retirement age, that checks out. I am tech support at every family function. But Bob overcame that technology curve, and now he's a graduate. Congratulations again. Also, that raises the bar for my family. I ain't fixing y'all computers next time. I chose this next story because it could be a glimpse into the future. According to reports and patent applications, Apple is working on creating a self-driving car with an in-car virtual reality entertainment system and no windows. That's right, no windows. Well, what if the passenger farts? You know what I mean? Like, what happens then? And the whole car is just getting crop dusted? It doesn't even have anywhere to go. It's just going to rotate around the car for the entire trip. I don't know if I want to travel in a sexy coffin with wheels. That car looks like a Mac computer mouse. Apple is nothing if not consistent. And speaking of consistency, they didn't mention a price tag, nor did I, but man, I can imagine. It's going to follow the path of all other Apple products, and it'll be wait till the next generation comes out expensive. Wait till they hit the secondary market. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and wait till they hit Goodwill. Then I'm going to go ahead and jump on that whole iPod thing. They can actually justify the price this time since the car is basically a moving Michael Jackson hyperbaric chamber. Nothing about that sounds cheap. And finally, I'm bringing you a story from Cornwall in England. In keeping with the corporate theme of that last story, Condé Nast, the story that owns Vogue magazine, sent a letter to a small British pub named the Star Inn at Vogue, asking them to change their name. Now, the pub, which happens to be located in a village named Vogue, stood up to the company and refused. Hey, Vogue ain't slick. They know big bank takes little bank. They tried to intimidate this pub into changing their name. Hey, like, nice little bar you got there. It'd be a shame if somebody sued you and shut it down. The Star Inn at Vogue's owner, Mark Graham, refused to change the name, citing that the village name is older than Vogue magazine and claiming that the town's name doesn't derive from the English word for popular acceptation or favor, but from a Cornish word that refers to a tin house. So that's right, Mark had time and Mark had receipts. Eventually, the press heard about this and Condé Nast apologized to Graham and to the pub. And as far as I'm concerned, this pub owner is a hero. It's not every day when you can out-petty a billion-dollar company into submission. That village needs to put a statue of him up with a plaque that reads, "Conquered Vogue in Vogue." And speaking of in Vogue, if Condé Nast wanted to take this pub's name, they're never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to get it. Whoa, 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 whoa! They can hold on to this L. Man, they gave them something they can feel, delivered by a village pub owner named Mark Graham. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. All those 90s era jokes, and I didn't even make a Madonna Vogue one. Reese, free your mind. I know, missed opportunities. My favorite story, I'm going with Bob Blum, graduating college at 94, like a real-life version of Rodney Dangerfield from Back to School. Honorable mention to the pub that beat Vogue magazine in a battle of petty and also taking me back to my childhood. And the rest will follow. Bum, bum. We